hung out with you, as they say. Hello. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me, Intimate Alien. I'm so excited.
That is a wonderful. So you are Courtney, and for those who do not know you, do you want to say who you are and what you do?
Sure. Yeah, so I am the creator of Mariposa Sacred Sexuality, and I'm a speaker and author, and I also have worked with angels and fairies.
Yes, and aliens now, of course.
Yes, and aliens now, of course.
We love all of those creatures, so we're excited to speak with you today. So what would you like to talk about?
Yes, well, I would like to really talk about the topic of sexuality. And I noticed that many humans have hang-ups around sex and their bodies. So I really want to talk about sexuality and your perspectives on it.
Oh, yes. This is a great subject. We have noticed that amongst humans, and one thing that Rachel informed us of is that you are aware of how sexuality is informed by star energies as well. So you are aware that the energy that a human is experiencing or bringing forth from other places and dimensions does have an impact on how they feel about sexuality. So we can discuss that too. This will be such a fun conversation.
Oh, that's great.
Where would you like to start?
Yes, well, I'd like to start by asking, do you and the other Pleiadians, do you have sex or not? Or is it totally different?
Oh, that is great. So Pleiadians exist on many dimensions, and some of them have a body, and some of them do not. So I live in a dimension that does not have a physical body, but the unity that you experience while you are having sex on your planet, we do experience. And we do that from an intention to merge with others for a time. So in a sense, we do. And so it is an interesting thing because we do not have relationships defined in the way that you do, and we do not have gender, right? We just have pure energetic expression. We have energetic signatures. That would be what our personalities are. And so when there is mutuality of wanting to come together and our harmonies are right, attractive to one another, then that happens automatically. And then there is a parting of going back to that individuality when that is intended as well. But in terms of the Pleiadians that do have bodies, it is a similar intention in that Pleiadians tend more toward individuality and harmony when it is wanted, but then returning to individuality. There is not so much pairings as there is freedom and unity. Does that make sense?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a return to individuality and not necessarily monogamous relationships or any kind of like paired relationship, right? But just more of like the freedom to go and connect with whoever you're inspired to connect with.
Exactly. Right? Yes, there are of course pairings and communities, but they are based in that choice place, not on a definition of this is what we are place.
I see. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Yep. And one time the fairies shared with me that they say hello by coming together with their energies in the non-physical, and then they kind of swirl around each other, like vibrate and light up and buzz, and then that's how they connect or say hello, and then they go their separate ways. And they were saying it's almost like they make love in a way when they say hello? Like, is it kind of similar, like coming together and swirling energy together?
Well, we have, and Rachel has witnessed that. It is a very beautiful, wonderful thing. That is not exactly how the Pleiadians do it. At least for me on my dimension, it is more of a gentle clouds merging and then moving, right? It is two
Mm.
merging together on their own path. And when they are in that harmonic place, they are not acknowledging each other's individualities. They are enjoying the merging.
Oh,
Does that make sense?
wow.
So they are apart and then merged, and when they are merged, they are one. They are the same thing. They are not acknowledging the other. They're enjoying that difference, that contrast to where they were.
Wow, that's beautiful. I love that. And it makes sense because what I think for humans is when we have sex or make love, especially in a very loving, intentional way, it's like two souls coming together. Yeah, and uniting and connecting as one. Yeah. So do you have any thoughts for humans who have shame around their sexuality?
Well, shame is the denial of pleasure, we will say, right? There's more to it for you all, but from a glance, denial of pleasure is shame. And your world is just full of that, isn't it? It is, if it feels good, it must be bad. We've heard that before. We do not understand that, but you all have your reasons for it, or it would not exist. So be gentle with yourselves. And if you are feeling like that, there is a reason. And so love yourself even more. Love yourself so much that it's okay that that is present. And love yourself so much that you start feeling the support of your higher energies. And love yourself so much that you begin to relax and rise above that trauma and that reasoning. Just move yourself to a place of life without that, which you can only do by going positive and going general. So we would just advise that you care about yourself enough to know that that is not how it needs to be. It is okay that it is like that, but that is not how it needs to be, and that is not how you intended to live your whole life, right? That part of it has grown you and expanded you and served its purpose, but you are free. You are given permission by yourself to move into a better feeling place.
Yes, I love that. So it's like choosing to feel good about ourselves and our bodies and our sexuality. And it kind of reminds me of like stepping out of shame and just like feeling good and letting ourselves feel good. Is that right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. I love that. Yes. Okay. I wrote down some questions. Let me see. Okay. So is our sexual energy, is that actually our life force energy?
Yes, 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 yes. When you are full of life, of energy, of creation, you are turned on, your bodies are activated. And that does not mean you need to express it in a purely sexual way, but you of course can. You can, and it feels good, and it continues that good feeling. So it is a very natural part of you, and it should be activated on a regular basis. That is completely healthy and wonderful, because that is again what you intended. Your whole being is that.
Yes, absolutely. And I think of how many humans think of sex as something they do with another person. But actually, if our sexual energy is our life force energy and we can feel it any moment of any day, it doesn't have to be about having sex with someone. Like, I love what you said. It's like feeling turned on and feeling excited and full of that life force energy. No partner required.
Yes, no partner required. Yes, it's if we were informing humans of this, if they had no idea what that feeling was about, if they did not know that historically they were to only express that with a loved one, we would just help them to see that they can feel that and channel it in any direction they wish, internally, right, with themselves, or creatively. You get to choose what you do with your energy, and that includes your sexual energy.
Yes, I love that. Is there a suggestion you have for how humans can feel more turned on?
Well, do what feels good to you, right? There is a spectrum that we have noticed of where you will let yourselves go, each of you differently. So some of you are just practicing feeling a little bit of relief from worry, and some of you are practicing what it is like to feel good during the day instead of stressed out, and some of you are practicing feeling turned on all of the time. So you just can know that you can grow that feeling good spectrum, and it never ends. It never ends. There is never a point in which you will reach the stopping point of feeling good and there is no more good to feel. It grows and grows, and as you grow this way. You spend more and more time in your feeling good as you focus on that, make it a priority. So just follow where you are right now. What feels better, A or B? Do the better feeling option at all times if you can, and whatever it might be, right? If it is a small improvement, small improvements add up over time and give you access to more.
Wow. Yes, I love that. And a phrase came to me this week that pleasure is the path to prosperity.
Yes,
Is that true?
of course, because oh, it is so funny on your planet how everything you are segmenting it all, right? Let us go to where I am. On my planet, we are instantly able to create what we want. And that means that we are never without what we want. If we did eat food, it would be available in any moment that we wished. If we did need shelter, a bed would appear when we were tired. We do not need money because we create and we know we are creators. And what happens is that you are all creators. You choose to come to this world for your lifetime, and you forget that you are really in my position. You forget that you can create whatever you wish at any time. And we know, we understand, you are not surrounded by those who can teach you and remind you of this. So you absorb the beliefs of others in your circle, which is why usually families are quite linear. You are like your parents, and they're like their parents, and their parents are like their parents. Of course, this is not always true. You grow, you are conscious beings, you have choice, but for the most part, you do not stray too far away. But those that do teach you that you have the ability to be and do and have whatever you wish. There are examples of this on your planet. And so if some of them can do it, then you can all do it. And what we wish for you to know is that You are a creator. It doesn't matter if it is money or if it is happiness or if it is food or if it is clothing or if it is relationships or sex. You create all of it. All of it, and it all comes from the same place. It all comes from your higher consciousness. You hand yourself everything you wish. It is just up to you whether you allow it to be handed off or not. It is waiting for you. It is there. So because your natural state is all the creation that you wish to create, which all of it's in one place. Money, happiness, all of that is in one place. If you do choose that path of pleasure, you get the prosperity too. Because you are acknowledging, oh yes, I am the creator, and that makes me feel especially wonderful, especially aligned with my higher consciousness, which means you are allowing yourself to be your higher consciousness on this planet, which gives you access to all that it has, which includes prosperity. So this may be a very convoluted way to say it, but if you can allow yourself to feel pleasure more of the time, to feel more as your natural state feels, like me, like us, we only know bliss, we only know pleasure, we only know happiness, we only know well-being, and that is why we can have everything we wish. So if you can get yourself there, all that you care to enjoy will be there too.
Wow, that was amazing. I love that. So our higher self has everything available, and it's like, will our human self allow it in and receive it and allow ourselves to feel that good? And it kind of makes sense to me. It's like if people deny themselves happiness and just feeling good, and then if they deny themselves sexual pleasure, and then it's like, oh, what else are they denying themselves? All of the prosperity and the goodness that is there. So you all are in the state of bliss and happiness at all times. And is that possible for humans to be in a state of bliss and happiness like most of the time?
Yes, we are glad you said most of the time, because that is the answer. There is so much going on in your world, and you become more sensitive as you ascend in those feelings. And so you will be thrown off once in a while. You will feel sadness once in a while, and that is totally normal and wonderful. So yes, if you know you wish to feel good most of the time, it is absolutely possible. It just takes a decision and focus.
Yes, I love that. Yes. Wow. I love it, love it. So I'm wondering then, for people who have difficulty around money, they want more money and they're not sure how to have more money in their life. Is it like, how do they do that? Is it through what you're talking about, just feeling good?
Well, it is that age-old thing. We have heard it so many times from all the things that you all listen to. What are you appreciating? What are you appreciating? Because what you appreciate appreciates. Are you more focused on loving the money that you have rather than worrying about it? Because if you do, you will get more. Because that focus appreciates, it grows. But if you are so worried about money and thinking more of the lack of it, then you will get more lack. So it is a simple prospect. Focus on what you want in a positive way, meaning it feels good to focus on it. If it feels good to appreciate money, to enjoy the money that you have, to see the things around you as wealth, to see the trees burst with leaves as wealth and abundance and prosperity, right? It does not even need to be money, but abundance.
Mm-hmm.
If you can focus in that way and feel that positively, feel that release, that joy, that security, that comfort, then more money will flow to you. But if you are too focused on the lack and the worry and the not enough, then unfortunately that is what you will be allowing for yourself, right?
Yes. Yes. That makes so much sense. I love that. Yes.
So let us also just bring it back to what you asked before, because what happens when you are feeling that lack of thought? You are denying yourself feeling good, right? You're turning away from all of the opportunity to feel good in your environment, in your body, in your life. So if you are denying yourself the opportunity to feel better, the money cannot come because you want the money in order to feel better. So you need to feel better, and then what you think will help you feel better can come in.
Wow. That's incredible. Yes. It feels so sparkly. Like it's just, yes, yes. Sparkly stars. Wow. So I love it. Thank you so much. And my next question is about what you mentioned at the very beginning, that some of us have brought in star energy, that our souls have brought in star energy. So I'm not even sure what my question is, but I guess I just like to talk about that. So there's some humans who have star energy or Pleiadian energy.
Yes, and fairy energy
And
and
fairy energy.
Arcturian energy, all the places that you can be and have, and angelic, and yes, you are all mutts, as we would say, right? As you would say. So yes, there's a great diversity in all of your preferences and desires and what you think is the right way, or the way that you wish to have your relationship. So it is a wonderful point of diversity.
Yes, yes, it makes sense. So there's Pleiadians and Arcturians and fairy souls and angelic souls and sure dragons and wizards and unicorn souls. And like, is it important for humans to know that they have this special soul, kind of like a soul makeup or soul signature, or not necessarily?
Well, you all love your labels, don't you? So if it is helpful, so here's where it helps, right? If you are feeling like there is not a lot of people like you and you are different and you do not know why, sometimes having a thing to point to that explains all of that can be helpful, right? Like, oh, I didn't know I was a unicorn, and unicorns feel that way, and I don't know anymore yet. But that makes so much sense. That can be very relieving to you all, so you don't think you are just alone in the universe, right? You now have a group to at least imagine joining, even if you do not know anyone from that group yet. So we can understand how it can be helpful. It has helped Rachel in different points of her life to know certain things. So yes, it can explain a lot, but it is not necessary. It is more important that you all just acknowledge that you are all here to be different. You aren't here to be the same. You are here to create this magical melting pot of diversity that helps to grow all of your experiences and preferences and appreciate one another for your different ways of life. So acknowledge yourself and let it be okay that you want different things, and you will automatically find compatible people if you are acknowledging and okay with who you are.
I love that. Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like too, it's if we honor ourselves and honor what feels good, then that's what's most important. Because, for example, fairy souls need lots of play and laughter and lots of joy. And I feel like some of them, for their career or their life purpose, they feel called to share lots of joy with others, or sometimes even to entertain. And so it's like, if they really just listen to their soul, they will go forth with those things, whether they know they're a fairy or not. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I know for me, when I realized that I have fairy energy, so much in my life made sense. It's how I remember who I am, is I remind myself, I'm a fairy, and it's magical. Yes, I think. Yeah, yeah, I like that. Absolutely. Is there anything else you want to share about just the topics that we're talking about sexuality or money or souls?
Well, we just want to reiterate the energy that you emanate. It's so welcoming. It is so non-judgmental. It is so encouraging of people to find their own comfort point with their sexuality and their desires. And we just think that is so wonderful to have on your planet, that you are this beacon for that, because there is no right or wrong when it comes to that. Everyone does it differently, and everyone has different desires. We want one partner, we want 7 partners, we want no partners, we want sex every day, we want sex once a year. There is just an unlimited amount of how to do it right, because right is how you want it. So we just love that you are so allowing and so welcoming of helping people on their journey to find what is right for them. So we just wanted to say that.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. It's so important to me that for all of us, that we just love ourselves and even love our bodies, and then tune in to how our bodies want to express themselves, because it's really like our sexuality is an expression of our soul, and it's so important. So yes, I think, yeah, that's why I don't give people, rules and steps. You have to do this and this. I like to help people connect with their own body and their heart and their soul, and then express how they want to. Yeah, I love what you said. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
well, that does come across. We could feel that loud and clear.
Oh, good. Yes.
So is that all?
I think that's all my questions. Yeah, thank you so much. This has been amazing.
Oh, we're so glad. Yes, please do come back whenever you wish, and we can talk about whatever you'd like. This was wonderful. Thank you so much. And thank you all for watching. We will see you soon. Bye for now.